Today's podcast is brought to you by StrongHeartAcademy.com, where no heart is no victory. We are also brought to you by BJJ To Go. If you want to build your game and learn Jiu-jitsu, go to bjjtogo.com. Third thing we're brought to you by is Rat Bat. You got rats? Want to kill bats? Kill them with a rat bat. Fourth thing we're brought to you by is hot dog flavored water ingredients. If you want to add it to your smoothie, hot dog flavor ingredient. All right. That's it.
That's it.
We're ready to go. Okay.
Nice.
State your name. What's your name?
My name is Chaz Marsicano.
And how long have I known you for?
Oh, I think you met me when I was 7. I'm 24 now. It's been a while.
And then where did you started training at Jerry's, right?
Yeah, I started at Loretta's. I was next to the ice store. Right?
Yeah, because you used to live like across the street, basically.
Yeah.
And was I running it at the time, or was it Jerry still running it?
I think Jerry was still running it,
Yeah.
and then Sal was doing kids class.
Okay, yeah.
And then when we went to that second one, I think that's when it was all you.
When I was running everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jerry took off. It's been a minute. And then when I started my own school, you came with me too, and then you got your blue belt from me, and then you guys moved up to Montana, and you've been training and living in Montana for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me, man, like, because now you're 24 and adult, and it was cool rolling with you last night, because I haven't rolled with you in a long time.
Yeah.
I still remember the gauntlet when we gave you the blue belt gauntlet. I remember that. But, like, you know, any person, I'm way different than I was when I was 16. Like, you're a kid, now you're a man, you know, like, it's not the same rolling with you, you know?
Yeah, you watched me grow up.
Yeah.
You watched me grow up, and then, like, I remember last time when I was even down here for, like, college, I remember even then you talked about it, like, this is different, and then now even coming back here, it's totally different. It's crazy.
What, the school's different, or I mean?
No, like, just, like, I like comparing to, like, how I used to, like, as a kid rolling with you.
Yeah.
But now I feel like, all right, like, I'm actually an adult now.
For sure, yeah,
Yeah.
you're strong, got good cardio. What, was it cool rolling with, like, the students here? Like, do you feel like it was good rolls, or?
It was really good rolls. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Way different than Montana.
Yeah.
You guys, like, with the pressure, you guys are more, like, hidden about what you're doing. So we're like, all right, we're going to pressure and we're going to get what we're going for.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing the two-prong attacks.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So we, you know, I really push that to always have multiple attacks going at all times, and we call them ABCs, and make sure you have an A, B, or C, and that you can change the order too at any time. So it doesn't have to be start with first attack, second attack, third attack. It could be BCA, it could be CBA. You know, the order can be switched around. You can go B, A, go back to A. You know, it just makes it much harder to defend when you think in those terms. And I like pressure jiu-jitsu too, but I like a lot of options, and I just find it's harder. You know, when you pressure pass and or pressure top game attacking, when you run into a roadblock, someone's stopping it, then it's like it's hard to change course at that point, you know? So I like to have my options, like, all over the place. And I like movement. Movement, I find, is something that's not talked enough about in jiu-jitsu. Like, everyone's about positioning or submissions or whatever the techniques, but, like, the ability to move between the positions is really important. So I emphasize that a lot in my gym, and you know, it's hard for someone from that's inside to know what it's like. So it's nice to ask your opinion, like, how was it rolling with my students, because I'm here and I know, you know, I'm already rolling with them. So, you know, I have a different feel for them than someone from the outside. So I was just curious of what you thought. But you have fun.
It's fun. It's like me getting out of my bubble, like getting out of Montana to come here. But yeah, It's rad.
And you guys have like 3 black belts at your gym, you said?
Yeah, we have 3 black belts.
So that's great.
Yeah, it's good. We're building. We're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just time. It's time and more reps.
Yep, time and reps. This is the nature of the beast. And you fought. You've been fighting MMA now, and how many fights have you had?
I've had 3 amateur fights.
3 amateur fights. That's good.
Yeah.
And all in Montana, or did you have to go out of Montana yet?
All in Montana.
All in Montana. That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Do you like the scene, the fight scene up there? I mean,
it's fun. It works. My biggest concern is I just don't know if it's like an actual route to anywhere.
yeah.
I see a lot of people fighting, getting hurt, and it's like, are you going to get to where you want to? I don't know how many people have got to the top level out of Fusion. So that's my only concern is just the eyes. The amount of eyes up there, like you can compete, but you're not going to be getting views like you are down here.
Yeah. Well, you can send your videos of your fights to larger organizations as like to get try to get fights in other organizations. So I would say use those fights, and if you're putting on a good show, getting finishes, then you can use that video, as long as they give you permission to use the video, and send it out to other organizations to, maybe they're looking for a guy that does jiu-jitsu and has a good, wrestling background. You fit the bill, So
just gotta learn my hands. Gotta get my hands.
Yeah, I think the striking game is the easiest to pick up. I think it's easier to pick up striking than it is to pick up grappling, because there's so much you can do on your own in striking. You still need a good trainer to do striking, and you still need good pad holders, and you still need good sparring, but so many things you can do by yourself. You can shadow box by yourself, you can run by yourself, you can jump rope by yourself, you can work bags by yourself, double in bags by yourself. All those things, no partners, You don't need a class. You could do it any time of the day. But grappling, any type of grappling, wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, you always need a partner, You can do a little solo drills here and there, but it's not the same. Like, you need the feel of someone trying to take your head off.
Yeah, trying to shrimp by yourself or trying to shrimp with a big guy on you.
It's different. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. That's exactly it. So, I think that's a good thing for you that you can pick it up. And I think, average person takes a year and a half to get a blue belt, right? You can be decent in striking in 6 months. I think decent. Not as good as these kids have been boxing since they were 6 or doing Muay Thai since they were 6 for sure. But they also have years of anything is going to make you good, Yeah. But you can get a basic fundamentals understanding of striking within 6 months. I believe that for sure. It does not mean you're going to be on the same par as like a good striker, but you won't be trash. You're not keeping your hands down here and doing stupid things. Like
be smart, survive.
Yeah, so that you can play the game that you want to play.
Yeah,
but you're not like completely useless on your feet.
Just diving in, reckless.
Yeah, putting your head down and getting kneed in the face and all that kind of stuff, or falling for feints and then dropping your hands, or looking one way to get kicked in the other, things like that. But what was have most of your fights go all 3 rounds, or?
So yeah, my first fight, I won. Went all 3 rounds. I was on top. My second fight was against Chris Wagner. He was the 135-pound champ, and I couldn't get fight. So then we met at 130. That one went into the second round. I got finished with the rear naked. I gassed myself.
Yeah.
The first round was intense, and I had this weird idea of like, oh, I can just go through this dude.
Yeah.
And then he made it to the second round, and I walked out tired.
Yep.
And I remember circling, and we walked out, and he cracked me with the right. We both threw rights, and mine went right by his head, and his cracked me. And I stumbled back a little bit, and he got mount, and then I went to single X and got like a heel hook, but it was amateur, so I had to let go.
Oh, okay.
So then I went to go grab his back, and when I went to go from having the heel hook to grabbing his back, I missed it. He circled behind me and then just pop.
Got it quick.
Got it quick. And then my last fight, all 3 rounds where I was on top. like the last 45 seconds, I got top heavy. I don't know what I was doing. I got greedy for sure. He bridged, got out, and then he stood up, and he knew that he had to like finish me to win.
Yeah.
And so I started circling. My arms were juice, and that's when I ate the head kick. I survived. I got my bearings back, got guard, but then I won that one. But it was close, and that's what made me really realize like I got to be more useful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, but I've boxed, I've done MMA, and I've trained in Muay Thai and kickboxing, but I've never competed in those. But I feel like I'm decent with the standing, but I never go, oh, one's better than the other. You know, if you had to give me one thing, I would still say jiu-jitsu, because I've seen an amateur, once it goes to the ground and the one guy doesn't know jiu-jitsu, he dies, like 100% of the time.
That's what I felt.
You know, like if they can't, even if they don't know even how to do a technical stand-up, you know, like you need to know how to stand up to keep it standing, and you need to know how to defend takedowns to keep it standing.
Yeah.
So if they don't know that, that's the end of the fight. But a good striker, you know, if you don't know how to get striking, you can still keep your hands up. You know, like you might get your legs kicked to oblivion, but you're protecting your head and not getting dropped. You know? It's, I don't know. It's the fight game's tricky.
It's tricky. It's fun. It's crazy learning it because it's crazy. It's like, my first fight. So my first fight against this dude who trained out of Colorado, out of Pariah MMA. As soon as I took him down, it was just like that. Didn't know how to hip escape. Didn't know how to do anything. And I was like, oh, I could chill.
It's over.
Yeah, I was like, I could chill. And then so I was like, I'm either going to get the finish or next round it's going to be rinse and repeat. And it's crazy.
Yeah, so Ronnie fights out of here out of Strong Heart, and you know, he's a professional fighter now, and I think he had like, man, I don't even remember how many amateurs we did and smokers that didn't even count as amateurs. A lot. He probably has 20-something fights, and I was at most of them. I think I missed maybe 2 fights, and you know, so many times we wanted to stand, and then it just ends up on the ground, and then Ronnie just goes into like robot mode at that point, like triangles or arm bars or rear naked chokes at that, you know. And at home, I remember so many people, I'm like, why would you do this if you don't know jiu-jitsu? You should never do an MMA match if you don't know defense at least, and how to stand back up. Yeah. And how to stop a takedown.
It's like stick with kickboxing.
Yeah, because even there was a couple times where Ronnie one time he got kicked. I think it was like got kicked in the head, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" And he immediately shot. And it was a terrible shot, but the guy just didn't know how to defend takedowns.
Didn't sprawl in a circle.
No sprawl, nothing. Fell. Ronnie finished him immediately on the ground. Nice. And all right, you know, Matt Dell. You know, I was there when Matt Dell fought in. Well, King of the Cage too, but when he got the belt in Rage in the Cage, he got kicked in the head also and dropped him. And I remember the dude literally went into his guard, and it was just like automatic. He just triangled the guy. And 10 seconds later, he put the guy unconscious. Matt didn't even know what was going on. He was so out of it from the getting kicked in the head, but his jiu-jitsu just like took over.
Yeah, going to auto drive.
Yeah, so like, you know, if the guy was an idiot and didn't just walk into his guard, he could have easily just learned how to pass, and beat Matt. I mean, it would have been over. They would have stopped the fight. Matt would have fought. Matt would have kept trying to fight, but he wouldn't be able to protect himself because he was like so out of it. I mean, he took like a baseball bat kick to the head. And he was like, yeah. And the guy just went like this. He's like, oh, cool. Triangle. And that was the end of the fight, you know. I'm so blown away. And then, you know, whenever you go to these fights, many times Ronnie was like the headliner or whatever, or close to it. So there's at least 10 or 12 fights before him. So you see all the fights, and you're like, none of these guys, some of these guys don't know jiu-jitsu. Like, they might do a little bit of scrapping, or there's so many dudes out there that train like nowhere. They train out of the garage. I'm like, that's not good training, buddy. You need, and I always feel bad for them. Like, and I always feel bad, like, man, your coach shouldn't let you do this. Like, you shouldn't, they shouldn't let you go out there and get your head kicked in.
Maybe they don't have them. Like, if you're just training out of the garage, you're like, I got this.
No, this is true. This is true too. And they kind of have this feeling of like, warrior spirit. Like, oh, I'm a warrior. I'm like, boy, you're dumb. You know, like, that's not bright, you know. I would never go try to play college basketball and I don't know how to dribble a basketball, bro. Like, oh, I can shoot well. Well, that's cool, but what if you have to move? You know, that's not going to work. Yeah. So you need the skills. You need to be well-rounded. I don't know. Yeah, it blows me away, all these people that are not prepared, and they go out there.
It's even like if you have a limited skill set, you just got to stick to that game plan.
Yeah, you got to stick to that game plan.
Like the dude who fought Matt, like if his game plan was smart, he'd been like, just stand him back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he could have just left him there and let him back up, let him come in. Mm-hmm. You know, don't engage, let the guy come up. He's already punch drunk, and then kick him again, knock him out. You know,
didn't have a game plan. He's like, I got this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. That guy was wild too. He was doing chewing. I remember he was doing chew before the fight too. He was like, you know, spitting in a can. He was in good shape, but like, I was like, man, he's like. I don't know how it affects you, but like, does it make your heart rate go up, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's like a stimulant. Like I know a lot of wrestlers. It's like
they like to chew before.
Chew all the time, but then like it helps like calm you a little bit.
Okay.
But like focus you. It's
like laser focus. Give you like a little edge, I guess. Also, maybe that was a benefit for him before, and I would have been crazy if he was smoking cigarettes, but he was just chewing or whatever. But. It's so gross.
Yeah, I'd like to put one in my mouth and
that's so gross. Yeah, but he finished him. Props to Matt.
That's
and we took a picture. I remember, I think they gave him like a samurai sword too afterwards. And Matt's like this, and his face was sunk because I think he had cut a bunch of weight that night, and he just looked terrible. But he won.
What's up?
He won. He won. So you're living in Montana. Do you have any crazy Montana stories? That's the most Montana thing I've ever seen.
I mean, like we have a bald, like in our front yard we have this big tree. I think it's a certain type of cottonwood, but it's huge. We have this big branch that like just comes off like this. We have eagles that'll chill on it, bald eagles who will come and sit on it. We got videos of them and things like that. That's cool. I've had a couple bears run up on us and like we're driving through the woods. That's not cool.
Run up on your truck?
Yeah, it's like we're just cruising, like, so we had one happen up in Trigo, but like even like me and my friends, like if you go drive, you might see some animals, but I don't know.
But you've never been attacked by a bear?
No.
Not like hiking, but you were in a vehicle.
Yeah, I've always been in a
vehicle. But
they'll
chase the vehicle?
Chase the vehicles, and then you see videos online, like some of them are smart, might open their door. They just
what?
Pop. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll lock my doors, man.
Yeah.
So... Here, South Phoenix, you might be worried about like a carjacking, but there you might get jacked by a bear. Carjack you by a bear.
Hit a deer, hit an elk. It's just like big animals.
Yeah, big animals. If you hit them going, and the freeway says like 85, right?
Yeah, like our major highway is 80, and then like all of our 2-lane highways 65, 70. So like you're just cooking.
Yeah, if you hit an elk doing 75, you're pretty screwed at that point.
You better be in a big old truck.
Big truck, yeah. Me and my wife, we went to Wyoming last year to go to Yellowstone, and I remember all these like antelopes, and all the trucks had these like big grills on them that they attached to their, you had your front bumper, but they had a grill thing that came out, almost like trains do. You know how trains are like wedge shaped, and I found out later that trains do that for like when cattle get on the track, it just like rolls them off. It's like they can go slow and just literally just roll cattle off the track without killing them, or if they do hit it, they bounce off and it doesn't derail the train.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of, like, and I talked to some dude when we were eating at the restaurant, and he was like, oh man, you hit one of these animals doing 80 miles an hour, even with a truck, if it rolls into your cab and hits you, you're dead.
Yeah.
So like they put these grills to like have the animals just bounce off the car. This is crazy.
Gotta protect it, man. It's expensive.
Yeah. Have you gotten used to, I mean, you've been there 8 years now, but like the cold and that's the only thing, like I think I could live in Montana, but I don't know if I could handle the snow, bro.
I don't like the cold. I don't like the snow. Like it's fun for short times.
Yeah.
but like you get tired of it. I get tired of it, and it's like I feel like in winter, especially like I'm cutting weight or skinny, I feel like I can't get warm again. Like I get cold in the morning, and it's like I'm stuck all day cold.
You can't warm up because your body fat's gone because you're cutting weight, and your water weight's gone because you're cutting water.
Yeah, and I got these. I'll have big old jackets on, 2 pairs of sweats, still cold.
Yeah, that would suck. I can't. I mean, I guess I can adapt to anything, but
that's why you got to be cool and have a house in Phoenix, a house in Montana.
Yeah, snowbirds. Yeah. I used to talk trash about snowbirds, but the older I get, I'm like, nah, I understand that. That's pretty awesome.
It's the smart way. You know, like, why you got, like, if you don't have to, like, experience the dumb stuff or the dumb weather, like 125 or...
If I could make money doing it, I would do it. If I could just walk away for a couple months and then come back, and that would 100% do it. I would love to do a summer somewhere. That sounds so rich. I'm summering in Montana. I mean, it would be dope, but
sweet.
I just don't. I don't know. That's probably bad on me. I can't imagine myself being wealthy enough to do such a thing. But that's goals. I guess you can set some goals to make that happen. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
You thinking you're gonna stay in Montana? What's up now? What are you planning on doing? You were doing the oil fields too in South Dakota. We were talking about that. But what do you think your next kind of move you want to do is?
I would like to move down to Phoenix. I want to take the next step in my training. I want to hit my fullest potential, and like whatever that is, I'm cool with. But like I just want to be able to hit that. Yeah. So wherever I can, I feel like Phoenix is the best place for me to hit that because there's opportunity everywhere.
Yeah.
I could train here full time, and then if I need to, like go hit like another Muay Thai gym. Like we don't have Muay Thai gyms in Montana. And things like that.
Yeah, I mean, Vin's gym that Ronnie goes to, I think it's a great gym. I think Vin's and IF is a great instructor, crew, you know, if you want the proper term, crew. I think their striking is great. And there's other guys in the valley too. Like, I don't talk trash about these guys. I think there's some good striking coaches here and good jiu-jitsu coaches and wrestling coaches, and there's everything here. So if you wanted to come here, man, I would train you. If you want to go somewhere else, I would understand that too. It'd be cool. If you want to come back down.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Lyle's still up there, so I could still visit Lyle. So I still have an excuse to go to Montana if you come down. But I want to go up, and I want to go to you guys' gym, maybe do a seminar there and ride a horse or something cool like that.
I'll put you on my mom's horse. He's going to be in a movie.
Your mom's horses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He's going to be in a movie. You can shoot off him and stuff.
Oh, you can shoot off of him?
Yeah. My mom's horse is super trained.
Oh, cool. Well, you guys got guns up there?
Yeah, Lyle's got guns.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll go shooting and go fishing.
I can't fly. I don't think I can fly with a gun without. I don't know. Can you? You probably have to pay money or something to
just got put it in a lockbox.
Lockbox, yeah. I'll just use his guns. I'll buy him some ammo or something, man. That's fine.
Yeah, Lyle's got guns.
I've never shot off a horse. That sounds awesome.
I think it'd be fun. I forget when he first had it done. It was like the Civil War reenactment. And he was one of the natives was riding him bareback, and they were shooting off him and stuff. It's crazy.
The what?
So like the Civil
War.
Maybe not Civil War. Maybe it was like
a battle and reenactment or something, like Little Bighorn or something like that.
Yeah. And Duncan, I think it was Duncan, one of like my mom's friends who like that's what he does is he trains horses.
Oh, okay.
He asked my mom, "Hey, can we use your horse?" Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, they're riding him bareback.
He knows he was riding bareback?
The person who was riding him was, yeah.
Dope. Mm-hmm. He's native though, you said, or?
I think so. He was on the native side of the reenactment.
Oh, okay.
So he had a native on his back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Duncan
trained the horse to be okay during the noise. Because the noise would spook him, right? Or can spook him?
I think so, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't know what they did specifically to, like, help him, but, like, I know Duncan's done a lot of work. My mom's got another trainer who comes out to the house and, like, helps her and teaches her stuff.
Oh, they're super horse people. If you got trainers coming to your house with their horse.
Like how we are with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's how they are. With the horses, yeah.
Yeah, like, we built this. I can't wait for them to finish their round pen because apparently you can do some cool stuff in a round pen, but, like, that's...
To train them properly?
But that's where it's, like... Yeah, they nerd out with horses like how we nerd out with jiu-jitsu.
For sure. Lyle's kind of half in both, though. He He does jiu-jitsu too.
I was just an all-around nerd.
All-around
nerd. Likes comic books, likes jiu-jitsu, and likes horses.
And shooting.
And
metal. He's a metal nerd too.
Yep. Metal.
I don't know how many pictures I have of him going like this.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's crazy.
Yeah, we went last time. I think I was telling you the story. Like, I think I had Lyle's wife's horse, Barry, and the saddle didn't fit me well because Barry's little. You know, she's not very big, and that horse tried to kill me. He tried to take me through trees, and I've never rode a horse before. So Lyle's like, just pull right, goes right, pull left, goes right, or left, pull back. He'll stop, kind of click your heels a little bit, and he'll go forward. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, it's creepy. Like, you're like on a ladder. Like, you're way up on a horse. If you've never rode a horse before, it's very...
like 6 feet up in the air, or your butt's just chilling.
Yeah, and he's running, I don't know, 15 miles an hour probably. When he tried to take me to the trees, I'm like ducking. I'm like, well, you're going to hit your head too, mother effer. And I'm sticking my head. And then Lyle's like yelling, just take control of the reins. And I was just like, jerked the horse real hard. And then after that, it just like chilled out. I was like, okay, I guess you're going to ride me now. And then it was like really mellow after that. But it wasn't comfortable, the saddle, because I was like.
You were all like bunched up?
Yeah, I was bunched up, yeah. And we didn't go very far, I don't think. A few miles or something. I think he just like around. And I think he didn't want me to die, so he didn't take me like some kind of ravines or whatever. I think I remember we went to this ravine and he was showing me like to go around it so that we could. He's like, no, I'll just go down it, I think. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm not. I'm out. I'll probably jump off this horse. I don't want this horse to fall on me.
I'll walk it. I'll lead the horse up the mountain.
Walk up it, yeah. But I want to go up there, and I would love to do that. This COVID shit is screwing up everything. Yeah. So, competitions too, and MMA in the Valley, there's nothing going on right now. So hopefully, the numbers went down. I think Peter was just telling me like they're down to 200 a day now, which is way better. And I know some of the nurses were telling me that like there's the COVID patients, there's not a lot of people in there now. So that's good. So maybe this is starting to turn around.
Yeah.
Finally. We're going to be on the other side. I know some of the new guidelines are like they want like 18 months of it, which is kind of crazy. But maybe they'll loosen up even after another 6 months. I think it'll start loosening up again. And I get it. They want safety for everyone. Nobody wants people dying.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But I think what we do is talking about people with strong cardiovascular systems, and I don't think they're going to have a problem with COVID.
No.
I think
if you can go, like, if you have a healthy immune system, I think, and you got healthy lungs.
Healthy lungs and healthy heart, I think, is the biggest one, and not, obese. I mean, but even if you're obese, we have guys in here that, like, have pretty good cardio for being overweight. Like, the dude is probably better cardiovascular system than a lot of other people.
It's like I got 3 rows with Pete. Like that.
Peter, yeah.
Peter.
That's a big dude.
Yeah, and I was like, you can move. Like,
yeah, he can move pretty good for his size.
Yeah.
For sure. It's funny with him, like, when he was living on Honduras, we were talking about spearfishing.
Yeah.
He likes to spearfish. That fool, I paddle out on the paddleboard, and I'm like, I'm in good shape. Bro, he was going 50 feet down, holding his breath and spearfishing, and then swimming without anything. I'm like, I felt like I need a life jacket out here in the ocean.
Scuba tank or something.
I was like, dude, I was getting seasick because it was like rocking, and then the depth perception, trying to look down in the water, and I was like, he's doing like this to me, and I was like, dude, I'm out. I can't. I'm wimping out. Like, you are way better shape in water than I am. Like, he's built for water, that dude. But he's good at jiu-jitsu too. But at least I got him there beat. Anything you want to talk about or go over or anything?
No.
Did you have fun here so far?
I've had a lot of fun. It's been, I haven't stopped sweating since I got here.
Well,
as soon as I stepped off the plane, I just started sweating. But I've had a lot of fun. This place is rad. It's crazy to see how far you've come.
Thanks, man.
It's rad.
The gym's pretty cool now. It's we got to refill it again, but it's going good. It was crazy too that my AC went out at my house. So we planned you coming here for like weeks, and I was telling Carly, or I was telling my wife that like, oh yeah, Chaz is like, I kind of forgot. I know we just talked about like 2 weeks ago, but I've been dealing with my AC out at my house. My fish died.
COVID.
COVID. That's like every day. I'm fighting that. But no AC in my house, and I was sleeping at my gym, and then my family was sleeping with my in-laws, and we had to bring the cat there. It was like a whole mess, and I'm fighting the warranty company, and I'm still fighting them. And then I was like, you came, you're like, here, I'm here. I'm like, oh yeah, he's here. I'm like, I don't have a place for him to stay. But I'm like, well, I've been sleeping on the couch, bro. You're 24. You could sleep on this couch, literally on this couch.
Yeah.
And so it was not a big deal. And one of the students, we used the shower there. And then last night, thank goodness, I got my house back, or AC fixed, and we got to sleep in a house. But that worked out. I was so happy. I was like, it was weird because I definitely wanted to sleep back in my house, but I just felt like you're a guest. I'm like, oh man, he's a guest. I don't want him to have to sleep at my gym on the couch. I've slept in gyms, but
I was like, I'm a gym rat. I'm toy cool.
Yeah,
like, just put me on the mat.
I know you're a tough guy, but just being a good host, I wanted to be a good host and give you your own bed, your own shower, air conditioning. That was kind of a fiasco, man. But I'm glad it worked out. But well, we'll just cut it short, man. We didn't have to have a long podcast. I just wanted to bring it in. It's I talked about it last night when we had class that, when things are crazy business-wise and COVID, it's just been really hard on gyms and academies like mine. And I'm bummed out. I'm just like, doing the why, God, man, why were you doing this to me? But I feel like, when you came, it was like a cool thing for me, like reinforcing what I've been doing for the last 11 years in my own gym, but like really 20 years, because I've known you when I ran another gym, and I've known you again since you were 7. So what is that? 15 years?
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Am I doing my math right? 14 years?
Yeah.
I don't know. A long time, so like it felt good, like this person was willing to come out to Phoenix to visit me, and how many professions get to say that, I was saying that I gave the kind of the example of like a plumber that fixes your house where you had a leak in your bottom of your foundation, and maybe they save your foundation in your house and they saved you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you would be very grateful. Mm-hmm. But if you ever moved to I moved to Montana, I wouldn't come back to Phoenix to thank the plumber, or not that you thank me, but I wouldn't come back to see him or whatever. That's a transaction. You move on.
Yeah, you get a new plumber when you move.
Yeah, so this is a weird industry where you build relationships that last years and years and years, and you hopefully affect people in a positive way. And so sometimes for me, that's a good motivation to keep pressing, keep doing what we're doing, and that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm helping people's lives. I had some people, that got on me about having the academy and not completely closing down, at certain points because of COVID, and that was rough. But I also, I know someone that just committed suicide not that long ago because of his business was affected, and he lost his business. And there's people at home that need to exercise. They need to do jiu-jitsu. I know people that affects their anxiety and their depression. And right now, man, it's insane.
It's an all-time high.
It's an all-time high, and people are just guzzling alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it too, that essential, but Budweiser's still brewing, and apparently that's essential to make large quantities of alcohol, that people are just guzzling down. And but this gym is dangerous. I'm endangering people's lives. But how many people overdose on alcohol, man? How many people drunk driving? Nobody shames them, you know what I mean? Nobody's going there, oh, shame on you for committing people to alcoholism, but that's their choice. And that was my thing too, is this is people's choice if they want to exercise, if they want to stay in shape and keep their mind mentally sharp. And when we were when I was out of the house and my kids were staying at my in-laws, I didn't allow my kids to train and come here because they're exposed to people, and my in-laws are in their 70s, so like I didn't feel comfortable them being around their grandparents if they're around other people. So they were quarantined with the grandparents. Now we're in our own home. Now I'm okay with they can come back and train and stuff. But even my son was like, dude, I miss jiu-jitsu. Like he told my wife that yesterday. He was like, I want to go back and train. Like I miss people. That's right. Because they're all doing online training. They don't get to talk to people. It's not the same, man. It's not the same talking to someone on Skype. No. Human interaction is super important. So that's a long tangent I just went on. But anyway, it was cool for me that you carried me out this weekend, and like it was a good break for me and helped me reinforce of like what I'm trying to do, and that I feel like I'm in the right direction. Like I didn't make a wrong turn. Like, man, should I not have done this? Should I took another career path? And I think not. I still think I did the right decision, that I'm doing the thing that I'm born to do. Like I literally believe I was born to do this. So it's cool, and hopefully you'll come down here and we'll train and get after it. It was fun rolling with you last night, and hopefully we'll see you. What's your goal plan? What do you think? Months? Weeks?
Shoot. So
half a year? What do we got?
I would like to say maybe like 2 months worth of work in Utah, so I can have a car with AC that gets good gas mileage.
That's important.
Yeah, and then have enough money to where I can like kind of be comfortable, find a part-time job, and like kind of come here with like a little bit of comfort zone.
Yep.
So like maybe like 2 months, 3 months.
2 months, 3 months
at the most. Like
all right, so let's say by December.
Yeah, hopefully I'm here before the end of the year. That'd be
before the end of the year.
That'd be a great goal.
All right, we'll leave it on that. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Want to say hi to anybody?
Sup, Lyle?
What's up, Lyle?
Sup,
we had fun in the pool last night. Sorry you weren't there.
Yep.
You should come out, visit. You should. Plane tickets cheap, man. Come out. I got a room.
Swear it's
all right? You can bring your whole family. I got a room for all of you. All right? Peace.
Let me talk for just a second, help me feel that sense of rhythm. Find the meanings in our bearings and discover this position as a stage along the way. Another rung to the ladder, either stalling or you're climbing, and I'd rather be the latter. Instead of getting fatter, let the footsteps resume naturally.